your website pulled up because I want to show off and display what you guys recently announced for pre-sale, as it
Yep.
said on the site, is the sixth series, right? Or seventh
Yep.
series of Silverhawks. And I have to say that I might have a little bias here, but I love Silverhawk Series 2, but this might be one of the best lineups that you guys have done for any Ultimates wave, in my opinion, yet.
It's a really interesting thing because as we were getting here, we're like, all right, we're getting, we're starting to get deep in the cuts of Silverhawks now. Are people going to be excited by this or not? We don't know.
Yeah.
I have a pretty good feeling around Melodia. I kind of know everybody's been waiting for Melodia. But after that, with hardware and tune and everything, you just don't know. And instead, the feedback has been overwhelmingly like, holy shit, I am into this wave. And I've been like, all right, that's really good news, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, to your point, I think there are a lot of us that are like, holy crap, this whole wave is amazing. But even for individual things, it's like I said, you've got an essential bad guy who just happens to be my favorite Silverhawks character, period. You have a once and future Silverhawk in the line, and then a character that is a longtime fan favorite female character that has never had a figure before. So this just checks all the boxes for the lineup, and it's really fun.
Yeah, like I said, and when I say our surprise is like as you get deeper into lines, you don't know how people are going to react, and at what point, no different than we were talking about with D&D, really, is at what point do they go, cool, I have enough?
Yeah,
and this is a really interesting wave for Silverhawks because you're at the point now where there's no more core members anymore.
Yeah,
right. You're out of, as you said, like, well, there's still a copper kid to get, or there's still a this to get. And it's like now we're firmly in deep cuts, if you will.
yeah.
And how many people are going to be there for deep cuts? And you never know. We go into those things going, I'm excited. I think these are really cool. I think people are going to be into it. But you never, ever know how it's really going to come off. And this one was like, we think it's cool. Obviously, we've gone through all the work to things and get them ready, but you just never know what the response is going to be. And I would say that the response to this wave has been stronger than the wave before it.
Wow,
which is usually not what you see. So
yeah,
I'm pretty excited about how this is being received because it just sets up the opportunity that we can continue to go forward. Not that Silverhawks was necessarily on the same wavelength of in danger, but as you get further along, you just don't know how many people want the deep cuts and how many people just want the Silverhawks.
Right. And to your point, I know that you've been hearing the positive feedback on this wave, as have I. To me, the next biggest conversation, though, that is like sparked from this is that, like, you know what, this is a really cool wave, but or also there are some really cool characters still to be done that are still kind of that they're kind of in this same strata of A-list, B-list, or whatever, never been done. But there's still some really cool ones that people are saying, okay, well, if we can get these guys, then hopefully there's a chance that we can get the other ones too, because there's, like I said, they're universe builders, a lot that have never had figures before, and fit in with kind of what the theme of this is at the same time too.
Yeah. I mean, do you have a list? Do you have your list? Let's get
of what's left, that would be a priority for me. I mean, for the Silverhawk, it would definitely be Moonstriker, because I think he's like the big one that's still out there to be done. But then, man, Yes Man, as Snake Guy, Poker Face, which is just kind of wild in terms of like you got this poker playing robot out in the middle of nowhere space that's a part of a mob. I don't know. It's just it fits in well. After that, I'd probably go to Time Stopper as far as like unique characters go. It's like that's another mob character out there, which would be cool. But I think those are probably my if I was like, okay, here's my selfish, I don't really have to pay attention to how well something's gonna sell wave, it would probably be that one.
Yeah. I think that I think that there's a couple in there that are fairly frequent in the request pile. Yes Man, Poker Face, Moonstriker, those are all pretty up there for most everybody. Time Stopper is an interesting one. I think there's a couple other, I don't know. There's a lot of, the thing is if you can go, there's so many that it can go on.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm really pumped on this, and Melodio is one that I've been trying to squeeze into a wave for a while, and she just ended up keep getting bumped.
Yeah.
And so I'm glad she's finally out. She's kind of cuckoo.
Yeah, well, it's like, okay, well, it's kind of like
it totally plays into like this is Gem and the Holograms, but in Silverhawks.
Yeah, exactly, and it's like, okay, well, that's kind of weird, but it's like it can all go together. But she's also kind of like, she's the counterpart now to Bluegrass, so that I think that's cool too. But yeah, like you said, lots of cool characters too, and I mean, even considering some of the main characters like Quicksilver, I mean, it's been a while since he's come out. It's like, how do you think about him too, or some opportunities there? But it's like, I'm a unique character guy, and to the point, like Moonstriker, he's like Bluegrass to me. It's like he's got a really cool like blue teal metallic-y color to him that's pretty striking. So yeah.
No, I think as a whole, this whole wave is. I'm just glad that people like it as much as we do.
Yeah. Well, and it's not only is it a certain tier of characters, but they're all so different looking and unique, and they offer new colors to the overall line too. I mean, getting this green in there is cool, and nobody in Silverhawks so far is built quite like hardware, which is cool. So I don't know. I love it for what it is. I'm really excited. Like I said, I think I'm more excited about this wave than as far as lineup goes ever, maybe. But it also, like we said, different characters in the future. But I look at this wave too, and it's like, okay, I'm looking at these guys, and I can already see like where are we going to go with like the color, the vintage toy versions and the vac metal versions of them, because it's gonna look cool with purple and green added to that too.
Yeah. No, I think it's I'm very happy that this line has this wave has had the response that it has, because it just means we get to stay in. So it just tells me that the road is longer. Because this could be in any other case, I'm not saying it, this could be the wave that people don't respond to.
Yeah.
Because this
absolutely.
is the moment where you stop, like I said, you stop with the A-list characters, and now you're into fan-only characters,
right,
as opposed to, the core team and stuff like that. So, yeah, I've been super amped that this one has done well.
Well, and to your point, I know something that people, because I had mentioned the toy version as well. People brought up Prowler for hardware, and it's like, okay, cartoon version of Prowler would have to be like the cycle that we got, because he's huge. It's like a big pterodactyl, character, bird character, flying character, or whatever, for him. But it's like toy version. It's like, okay, then we could see it there. It's like, I understand why. Obviously, he wouldn't be with the cartoon version, but maybe some opportunities down the road.
Maybe so.
Yeah. Well, okay. So this series, though, you guys are calling a pre-sale.
Pre-sale, because what we did, I think. Last time we talked, I said, hey, look, the next wave of Silverhawks is just coming in stock.
Yep.
We're not going to do pre-order. But so what we're doing here is everybody kept saying, like, yo, I'm ready to buy my Silverhawks. Where are they?
Yeah.
They're still landing, I think, in January.
Wow.
I think, what does it say on the website? Does it say January?
Let's see. Let me X this out. It says early 2026. So that's
I mean, I literally believe that they deliver like first or second week of January.
yeah.
Like we're already making this, and then if the pre-sale numbers go up, we'll make additional units. So we're just basically saying you can. It's basically like a pre-book or a pre-sale or a pre. It's not pre-order the way we normally do a pre-order.
Right.
So you're going to go ahead and buy them. You can get them now. You get the super pack, and in January they'll be in your hands.
Yeah.
So because so many people were asking about it, we went ahead, rather than making you wait till January, we went ahead and got them out now, because it also allows us to like, okay, then we'll ship this to you in January, but then in February, I might be able to show you something that you've been waiting a really long time for that gets pushed, that would have had to have been pushed out even longer.
And
you know, there's this water stuff that's
I was going to say some new friends that are connected to these guys.
You know, that people like we've been talking about, and it keeps getting bumped because the schedule gets bumped, and this was bumping the schedule yet again. So I was like, let's pull it in, and we can bring that one up so that all of our friends can be here together.
Yeah, and for those of us who might already have like a shelf like designated for some friends like that, they can all hang out together and be cool. So that sounds exciting for sure. But I know you mentioned the last time that we talked that these were just going to come in stock, but now you guys have them up for pre-sale. I to your point about pre-orders with you know people, and it's like, hey, it'd be cool to have something that just goes in stock. But I think probably for like retail partners and what they want to be able to do to gauge like interest for that up front too, not just when stuff comes into stock too. So I think that's probably helpful for them too to have kind of a pre-sale.
Yeah, in a bit. I mean, ultimately what this is, we went ahead and said, all right, this is the size we believe it is. You know, sometimes we don't know.
Right.
And doing the pre-order allows us to gauge exactly how many we need to go. But the time it takes for it to come into stock then is so long.
Yeah.
So in this case, we're just like, we believe in Silverhawks. We believe this is the size of it. We're going to just put a flag in the ground, if you will, and we're just going to order them. And that's why it was going to be, as we talked about last month originally, it was going to be, all right, and then they'll show up in January and you can buy them. But the overwhelming chatter was just like, I don't want to wait until January. Yeah. And so then we were like, okay, well, if we can still offer it in a way, it's not like a true pre-order because I'm not manufacturing. You're basically reserving your piece, and it may and you're getting the super pack, but it may also go away. Right. It may sell out. Who knows? We can show that up earlier so that I can also then move something else up into the cadence. So I don't know. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely. Well,
somebody else will be annoyed that I did it, but you know.
You can't win them all sometimes, but I don't know, man. With a series like this, it's awfully strong because it's funny. You know, Robo texted me when the lineup was announced. He's like, "Oh, you've got to be excited," because he knows I don't shut up about like hardware and whatnot. I was like, "Yeah, but you know what? The Silverhawk for you is in this because this is the old grizzled one that's like you kids and whatnot, and that's the Uncle Robo Silverhawk." So it's like that's got to be the one for him at this point too. So yeah, I was glad for that.
That's awesome. So I will just call it the RoboHawk.
Yeah, RoboHawk. Hey, that's actually kind of a cool name. So we'll take it. Well,
trademark.
Yeah, there we go. Well, this is really, really exciting. You know, Silverhawks fans, you probably all already know about this, but if you don't, they are available for pre-order at the super7.com website, and it's going to be a really, really fun wave, and hopefully with more to come.
Yeah, definitely more to come.
Awesome. Well.